So today I'm sitting here with Paul Schenks, who is the Food and Beverage Director of the InterContinental Hotel. So thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. My pleasure, Dan.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, as a chef, what are your impressions of Korean food?
Korean food is just amazing. For a first-time buyer or user of Korean food, I think it's just. When I first came, I was absolutely amazed with the quality of the food, the variety of the food, the history of the food, and of course, then there's actually eating the food. So the taste is also interesting because it's spicy, it's pungent, it's got a lot of textures going on with the different flavors and textures of the food. But I think it's an amazing cuisine, and it's been incredible uncovering it and discovering it, I guess.
Excellent. Okay, well, are there special skills or techniques that you've learned in Korea that you've incorporated into your own style of cooking?
I've become accustomed to using chopsticks when I cook now. I never used to use chopsticks before, so whenever I cook I've got a really long pair of chopsticks I like to use. But
how about fermentation? Have you done anything with fermentation?
Yes, yeah, I've certainly been doing over the time. I've learned a lot about kimchi and basically working with vegetables in the fermentation process.
Okay, excellent. And I heard you're an active member of the Blanc, which is the Chefs Association in Korea. You have gone on special trips with this group, correct?
I've been in a couple. We did a couple years ago.
Can you tell me about your trip to the shellfish farm? I heard there's a shellfish farm in Korea.
Yes, we went to an oyster farm. That wasn't that long ago, but maybe eight months ago.
Okay. And where was this?
It was way down south coast here.
Okay, so he's got a map with everything there. We'll have to get a good look at that map later.
Yeah, yeah. It's down below Boryong.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was an amazing facility that they've got in place. I was absolutely blown away that Korea is producing oysters of that quality and on that scale and with the technology. I mean, the technology was just incredible. Sorry. Yeah, the technology was just absolutely incredible, and they're even breeding the plankton to feed the oysters. That's what I was, and that facility is huge.
Do you use gochujang in your cooking?
Definitely. I've definitely used it before. Day to day, not so much, but certainly if I'm doing something Korean, I'll try and blend it in somewhere.
Okay. Excellent. And and I heard you went to Yangyang for a trip somewhere.
Yangyang?
Yeah, Yangyang. Yeah,
I've been there a couple of times. That's the mushroom capital of Korea. But one thing that really amazed me, I went last year for an incredible experience, was they have wild salmon.
Okay.
In Yangyang.
They have salmon in Korea.
Yes, and it's real, amazing, huge, beautiful coloured wild salmon.
Okay.
And it goes up the river to spawn once a year, and they're netting off certain amounts of the salmon, and you can catch them with your bare hands. So I went.
So you jumped into the water.
I jumped into the river with a few friends.
Yeah.
And managed to catch. Well, you're allowed to catch one and catch what you keep. Okay. And then on site they have cleaning facilities, so you could clean them. Okay. They had barbecue facilities, so you could even cook them there. Okay. The concept was a lot of fun, and the way that they do it is sustainable. They're only catching a certain percentage that are going up the river to spawn, but it was a lot of fun. So you could as many as you could catch, you could keep? No, you could only keep one. You could keep one. Okay. So yeah. That's great though. And how did the salmon taste? I mean, was it? Oh, it was beautiful, and the colour was very rich. It was a very, normally with salmon it's a pretty clean orange colour. This was particularly red, so I could clearly see the difference between real wild salmon and the normal farm salmon that all of us eat day to day. Excellent. And how did you cook this? Did you cook it right there and eat it? Or? No, I didn't. I brought it home the next day and had a group of friends over for a barbecue. I actually did whole fillets on the barbecue, wrapped in alfoil with some lemon juice. Very simple. It was just gorgeous.
You just let the salmon just kind of speak for itself.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. And for the last Chaîne de Rotisserie, which is a gourmet club in Korea, I heard that you had a very different concept of a dinner.
Yes.
Let's see. So, what did you exactly do at this dinner?
We did a concept that was probably a world first in regards to showcasing product.
Mm-hmm.
The focus wasn't so much about Korean food. Actually, it was Western food.
Mm-hmm.
But we did it in extremely modern presentation using 100% Korean ingredients. Now what we did, we researched specific ingredients, and then we built the dishes based on one particular key ingredient for each course.
Can you tell me what kind of ingredients that you might have used?
So for example, we use caviar, and who would know they're producing caviar in Korea, and it's farmed, it's sustainable, it's Sevruga, Beluga, etc. All the varieties of the sturgeon fish. So producing amazing caviar, and they're milking the sturgeon fish, so they're not actually killing them. Every year they milk them for the eggs. And so what we did was, we had the room, it was a beautiful room set up, amazing decoration, and then we had 22 televisions, 52-inch televisions, around in a circular shape around the room.
Wow.
There was no menu on the table. And we went to the farm previously, and we filmed the farmer. We took the chef, so the chef went, and the chef had his chef's uniform on. He met the farmer, they discussed the product, they tasted the product. The chef was, it was a bit of an introduction, so then there was a voiceover on the video. The video went, each course introduction was about 1.5 minutes, talking about the farm, the farmer, the chef, to give people real insight into the product. Now we went all over the country to do this. We went from Jeju right up to Sokcho.
Okay, what did you find in Jeju?
Jeju, we used the yellowtail kingfish.
Okay.
And literally, I mean, Nick went down there and he literally pulled the fish out of the nets. The huge fish was kicking and fighting, and you know, he met the owner, of course, of the farm, and then he came back to Seoul to create the dish based on the product. So each course was introduced via video and with no menu at all. So it really got everybody's attention. You could see the television anywhere in the room, and it was just an incredible experience. Imagine, you know, the lights dim, television comes on, 1.5 minute introduction, then everybody sort of starts talking. It created amazing conversation over the table for everybody, and at the end of the day, it gave them like an emotional attachment to the food. Suddenly they knew where the caviar came from, they understood the philosophy, how hard the farmer has worked for 15, 16 years to produce this. So there's a real deeper appreciation of the food that they were eating.
There was really a connection between farm to plate here.
Absolute connection, like it's never been done before.
It's shocking that there are so many great ingredients in Korea, but everyone seems to focus more on you know, importing everything. Would you agree that Korea has many culinary gems that the world has yet to see?
Oh, for sure. You know, and if you're looking at product too, there's a couple of products that I think are outstanding for Korea. That's the pear, like the big, huge size Korean pear, and the halabong. I think they're both very unique products.
The halabong is a giant orange.
It's like a giant mandarin. Yeah, but it's just gorgeous. The texture, the taste. It's so easy to peel, and you know, it's one of the perfect fruits, I believe, and it's very unique to Korea.
Excellent. Chef, thank you so much for joining us, and it's been a pleasure.
My pleasure, Dan. Great to see you.